copy and welcome all the hams. Today we will be conducting a condolence meeting in memory of our good old friend from Kolhapur. Lost our friend very suddenly in the last week. We have his two close friends, VU2NSD from Sangli and VU2MSB from Pune. Of course, Milind is also basically from Kolhapur, and Dilip Nerlikar is of course from the Sangli. But they were very closely associated with Avinash, and they have seen activity growing in Kolhapur. In fact, Dilip Nerlikar is the founder member. VU2NSD is of Kolhapur Ham Radio Club. So they will be sharing the memories about Dilip. So without spending much time, I'll be requesting Milind as well as Dilip to conduct the net. It will be live on YouTube as well as on Echolink. So all are requested to listen and don't transmit in between on Echolink. We will be also allowing some of the close friends of Avinash to share about their memory. So they will also get an opportunity. Those who want to raise queries, they can type on YouTube live so that those can be answered by Mangesh, and discussions can continue. We will have this session for 30 minutes to 40 minutes, not more than that. And I request both the friends to restrict and follow the time management. So without spending much time, I will hand over the mic to Dilip Nerlikar, VU2NSD, and VU2MSB, Milind, Bhagvat. So I request VU2NSD, Dilip Nerlikar to start. Over to VU2NSD.
Good morning, friends. Today we are meeting under a extremely difficult session for paying homage to our late friend Avinash Gundale from Kolhapur. In fact, friends, I want to share some of the memories of Avinash. He was a great personality, and I will recount some of the good things he has done for ham radio in this part of the country. In 1970, in fact, we became hams. In 1970, and at that time we started with Belgaum Hambel Club of Belgaum, and in 1970 I QSY to Kolhapur because of my morning QTS duties. I am working for a nationalized bank, and that's why I QSY to Kolhapur. And in Kolhapur, I met two great personalities. One of them was Avinash Gundale, of course, and the other one was Abba Khandekar. Both were extremely, we can call them genius in electronics, in fact. And because of that, we were helped in constructing the kits and everything. I will be sharing my experiences about that along with my friend VU2MSB, Milind, because Milind was also with us all the time, and Milind also knows about everything. Whatever I know, Milind also knows. So Milind will also share his experiences about Avinash Gundale, and I will also recount some of the memories of Avinash Gundale. There are a lot of memories. In fact, just 8 days back I spoke with Avinash Gundale 8 to 10 days back, and all the time he was ready to learn from anyone. In fact, on that day I discussed about satellite images and how they can be made more presentable by working with this photo editing software and all that. We will discuss about it. He was open to all suggestions. He was a great ham, and above all, he was a great friend. Avinash Gundale, VU2AVG is no more, and I cannot even believe right now also that Avinash Gundale is no more. In fact, we have a long association stretching from right from 1973. I have a long association with Avinash Gundale. 73 you can just count that 28 plus 20, 48 years of close association. Coming VU2MSB, you can take over right now. VU2MSB, this is VU2 Nancy Sierra Delta. Sorry, I misread because the repeater gets disconnected. So VU2MSB, this is VU2 Nancy Sierra Delta. I'm waiting for you.
Roger, VU2MSB and all the friends, VU2MSB returning. Friends, as Dilip said, we had a long association. I joined Kolhapur Club in 1974, and we had all these good friends, Avinash, VU2AVG, then Abba Khandekar, VU2AVA, Oldman Dilip Nerlikar, VU2NSD, VU2SMN, Suhas Samant, VU2PBN, Baban Nasdekar, VU2KHA, Shashank Khandekar, and a lot of other friends were there. We had VU2NIZ, Abhay Ghate, PZ, Arvind Dharam, VU2BOZ, Bokil, and a lot of other friends. We used to have a lot of fun. VU2ABA used to conduct the classes for Morse code sessions as well as the electronics theory and electronics practicals. VU2AVG used to help us in learning this EW also, Morse code, and a very helpful person. VU2AVG had electrical submersible pumps manufacturing and motor rewinding workshop in Kolhapur, Udyamnagar Industrial Estate, Kolhapur. In our early days, after passing the ASOC exam, we used to construct the ham sets. Generally, we used to use the commercial or broadcast receivers, what is to be called as for radio, broadcast receivers with modified versions of it using the BFO. And we used to make our own transmitting sets, transmitters using walls with the sweetmeat boxes, mithai boxes, and VU2AVG used to help us in drilling, tapping, connecting all the mechanicals, mounting the wall sockets, and also in soldering, desoldering, wherever it was required his help. or even the transformer manufacturing. He had the transformer manufacturing machine, so we used to get all the transformers made from him, naturally at no cost, free. For Hams, everything was free. His time, his machines, and his material, everything was given for free for Hams. All the budding Hams used to get that service from him for free. I'll give it to you, Dilip, again. You can continue for another 2-3 minutes and then give it back to me. VU2NSD to take up, VU2MSB with the group. Over.
VU2MSB and the group, this is VU2 Nancy Sierra Delta, VU2NSD returning. Okay, Milind, yeah, you are right, absolutely. Avinash was, every time Avinash was ready, and he came out with solutions for all our problems. Because in those days it was not at all easy to construct a ham setup, because no sets were available, no icons, no nothing. We didn't get anything. Everything has to be constructed by hand. And at that time we started with HRO, Army Disposal Sets. Army disposal, they were earlier used by Army, and by tinkering with those sets we could prepare a nice communication set, in fact. And we got them from, of course we got them through our ham radio clubs in Mumbai, and we started with HRO receivers first. These HRO receivers, they're built like a battleship. In fact, the construction was so nice, in fact, and when we see today's sets and all that, no, they look tiny before that, in fact. And the reception was also good. To tell you something that just now Milind talked about constructing it on a sweetmeat box. It was not a sweetmeat box. Actually, they were the mithai trays. In fact, they are used in all mithai shops, even now also. These trays we used as our chassis, and on that we had to drill all the holes and put all the equipment in place, and even the coils were wound by Avinash on his machine, and he was very adept in designing coils, everything, in fact. I had in fact a crystal controlled transmitter. I will talk about it later, and it was also made by Avinash. In fact, Avinash helped us in constructing it. That was my first TX, and RX was of course HRO. So with crude equipment we started, and thanks to Avinash that we came on the air. Otherwise it would not have been possible at all. I will hand it over to MSB once again. VU2MSB, take over please. This is VU2 Nancy Sierra Delta and the group. Standing by.
Roger, Dilip. VU2MSB returning. Yeah, Dilip, yes. And we had, friends, we had a very good cooperation from the Belgaum Hams also. Belgaum Hams, we used to have the mini convention between Belgaum, Kolhapur and Goa. He was quite instrumental in connecting with the people in Belgaum also and Goa also. We had the active Hams, and AVG used to help everybody in constructing his set or his antenna. He had experimented with multiple antennas and installed also multiple antennas. So he knew about the performance of the antennas and could help everybody else about the antennas. I think VU2 KOC is also there, Belgaum net controller. He is also here with us. Let me see if I can pull him in Om Prakash, if you are there, please take it over. VU2KOC, VU2MSB. Over.
Yes, thank you very much, Milindji, and good morning to all hands. This is VU2 Oscar Charlie, handle OM from Belgaum. When Milind phoned me that VU2 Alpha Victor Germany have become silent key, actually I was not believing on that news. I said, how come it is? Because he is an active man and he will never go. So I was not believing on this news. But at last we have to believe, we have to see the truth, what is the truth. So it was a great loss for Belgaum also, because he was quite good home brewer, done lot of things for Belgaum Amateur Radio Club, Belgaum. He was associate with Belgaum only, and when we get the meeting, he comes down from Kolhapur to Belgaum for meeting only. What a surprise for us. And he was a good home brewer. Without help, he has done QO100. Without help, he has done lot of Nova satellite receiving and AO191, AO92. So many work he had done. Good home brewer also. So it is a great loss for our ham people. So I will pass on my condolences to the Brewed family, and I will pass on the microphone to VU2MSB. VU2MSB to take over V2 Kilo Oscar Charlie. Over.
Yes, VU2 Kilo Oscar Charlie, VU2MSB returning. Yes, friends, most of us must have seen him in almost all the ham fests. AVG was present in most of the ham fests, almost all ham fests. The avid home brewer, constructed a lot of. I've been with him during the construction of sets, home brewing. I did my home brewing along with him, and surprisingly, he was till his last day he was able to do a lot of home brewing work, right from old generation Bartley valves, big glass tubes, to current generation assembly sets, assembly soldering and everything. He used to do his own. He used to make his own PCBs. He used to make PCBs at home, mount all the assembly components and build the circuits, construction, electronic construction. He was very good at it, and also has helped other hams, the newcomers as well. I remember one of our Pune club members, VU2LNC, Ashwini. She was doing for her B or ME project. She was doing a transceiver and had some problems. So he even allowed her to stay at his home and finish off her college project of transmitter. He taught her about the transmitting sets and all the theoretical and practical aspects of the transmitter building. She expressed her gratitude for him on the Pune Hams WhatsApp group as well. I'll give it to you, Dilip Baparji. You can also talk about your association with VU2AVG. VU3 United Echo Lima, VU2 MSB. Over to you, Dilip.
much for giving me opportunity to talk about Avinash sir. Yes, definitely. What a great personality. Just 3 times I had an eyeball case with him in Kolhapur itself, and 2 times in Pune for that Jota Joti program. First time we met in Pune for Jota Joti, and at that time he installed antenna, and then he told me about Dilip, you are living in Alibag and that is very remote area, but you have good opportunity if you will just watch how we are installing antenna here, and if you will just go there in Alibag and install yourself a good antenna, you will be with us on air straight away. So that was the words. Helped me a lot. And not only that, he is a good human being also. When I was there in Kolhapur, I told him that I wanted to have eyeball with SMN, Suhas Kaka. And he told me, don't worry. When he got to know that I am a visually handicapped person, he grabbed my hand and just put me on his scooter. And then just in the evening time itself, it's very difficult to travel because of that light and all that coming on straight away to his eyes. But then also, he took me to Suhas Kaka there, and we had a very nice eyeball with him also. And I was with Avinash at his home QTH. His shack is what a surprising shack. He showed me everything, how he is working with his various radios and home brewing and all that. And his ex-wife is also such a wonderful lady. She also encourages me a lot. It's a very, very nice experience and nice time I spent with him. That is exactly what I wanted to share with you all. It's very difficult to understand how it's happened, but that is what it is. We'll have to face. However, thank you once again. I am putting my back to VU2MSB. Please go ahead, sir.
Roger, VU3 United Echo Lima, the Pune Morning VHF Net Controller, and all the other friends. VU2MSB returning. Avinash was known for helping others, avid home brewer, avid antenna constructor. I have seen all the different types of antenna constructed by AVG. To name a few, I have been with him on the dipole construction. He had the 40 meter dipole, he had the 40 meter inverted V antenna. For higher bands, he had constructed cubical quad with spider. He had a commercial TA33 junior 3-element beam. He had constructed the beam antennas for VHF and UHF communication. He had constructed XI antenna for the satellite communication. He had multiple different antennas and antenna sets were constructed, tried, and then he used to, after the successful trials, then he used to give the designs to all the other friends, and helical antennas also. All the other friends he used to give the design and help them in making it. Many a times he used to actually send the parts, critical parts made at his morning QTH to other Hams so that they can come on air, they can construct and experiment with different antennas and setups. That's how he was. We will always keep on remembering how he used to help. I personally am not going to forget VU2AVG ever. Right? They have been a part of my life as such. I'll give it to you, Dilip Nerlikar, for your last few words for Avinash. A VU to Nancy Sierra Delta, a VU to MSD with the group. Take it up, Dilip. Over. VU to MSD, VU3AVG. I want to speak something for a few minutes. Roger. Dilip, you can hold on for a minute. VU3YBU. Shripad wants to talk about his association with AVG. Take it up, Shripad. Over. Thank you very much, VU to MSD and VU to NSD, Dilip, Bhagvat. Everybody has talked about VU to AVG. I just want to share my experience. In 1986, I had been to his house when I was in Pune. I was working with MHCP. And I had visited his house in Kolhapur as well as VU to SMN. I still remember that. And he was very kind to me at that time also. Thereafter, I did not meet him physically or personally, but at that time I had met him in his house. That was the association with him. And of course, when I became Ham, I had been talking with him on Lima many times. So he was very cooperative and very much positive with me. That was the association with him. That's all regarding him, and I had a great respect about him. I have, rather. So, my personal condolence to him. That's all from my side. VU to MSD, VU3YBU. Over. Roger. VU3YBU. VU to MSD returning. Thanks for your memory about the AVG. I'll give it to VU to NSD, Nancy Sierra Delta, for your few words before closing the condolence meeting. Take it up, Dilip. Over to you.
Due to MSD, this is VU to Nancy Sierra Delta with the group returning for the final. And look, it's very difficult to forget the memories of Avinash, because as MSP said, it is whenever we met him, he showed us something new all the time. In fact, his shack on the 3rd floor of his house was full of gadgets. Some of them were constructed by him and some were commercial, but most of it he constructed. In fact, he was experimenting, tinkering with antennas, he was tinkering with receivers, he was tinkering with transmitters, he was doing all the time, he was doing something new, and that encouraged everybody. And in fact, whenever I went to Kolhapur, in fact, it was mandatory for me to visit his house, in fact. And he was such a good friend. We are missing him right from 7th of this month. It was a very bad day for us when I heard about the loss, and when I heard that Avinash is no more, I could not believe it. In fact, we lost such a good friend. And the person who, along with all of us, was instrumental in building ham activity in southern Maharashtra. I can say it with pride that we were all with him, and we have done something that for ham radio in this part of Maharashtra. In fact, in those days the ham activity was very, very low. In fact, there were about 500, 600 hams all over India. But right now it is all a crowded place. But in those days, those were the days I can call. It was in those days when there was nothing was available. Nothing can be imported or something like that, but the things improved later on, and in those days everything had to be done by hand. and we did it, and we are proud of our association with VU2AVG and VU2ABA. ABA is also no more, and AVG is also no more now. So I am very sorry to miss these two friends, and it's very difficult to pay homage to somebody who was part of you, in fact. It's very, very difficult. So I pay my respect to the memory of Avinash Gundale. He was a great man, and in fact now when I go to Kolhapur once again, I will be missing him so much, because not a single visit went without meeting VU2AVG. Okay, back to you, MSB.
Just VU2NSD and the group VU2MSD for the final. Okay, I think the time and the meeting time is over. I think we will close it, but before closing it, I will give it to 73 to everybody. Good day, good year, bye bye, and cheer you. I will give it to VU2VPR for your final words, and then we can call up the day. VU2VPR, VU2MSD, over.
Dilip, he has gone for some other meeting, I think, VPR. Now you can take over and call it a day. VU2MSB, this is VU2 Nancy Sierra Delta.
Roger, I think VU2BRJ Belgaum net controller is also joined. I'll just check up whether he wants to say something about VU2AVG. VU2BRJ, VU2MSB, go.
Okay friends, VU2MSD, VU2NSD and VU2VPR back. We have VU2BRJ from Dharwad. So I request VU2BRJ to pay his condolences. VU2BRJ, VU2VPR.
Negative. I think BRJ has lost the connectivity. Anyway, VU2VPR. Thanks, Mangesh, VU3 Oscar Uniform Mike for conducting this condolence meeting very well on the YouTube as well. I'll give it back to you, Vilas. You can formally close the net. VU2VPR, VU2MSD, over.
V2 Bravo Romeo Juliet, standing by.
Roger, come in please, VU2 Bravo Radio Juliet, VU2 MSB. Come in please, Joshi Saab.
Okay, VU2MSB, VU2NSD and the group VU2VPR. Yes, we have really lost our good friend, and I must thank Milind as well as Dilip for conducting the condolence meeting. I will be now giving the net to the NDF for late check-ins. And in case anybody want to say something, the platform is open. So we will give few minutes for others who have joined to say about Avinash. And there is nobody, VU2NDF, Nandu can take it up and close the net formally. VU2NDF to take up, VU2VPR and the group.
BRJ wants to talk something. Can you hand over the mic to BRJ, please?
VU2BRJ, please go ahead.
To Bravo Romeo Juliet. Good morning, Vilas, and morning to Milind. Really very, very sad, and lots of memories are associated with it requires a lot of time. Only in short I can put it that always it reminds me of our association during the trekking group at Belgaum, when we used to travel over certain distance by walk and enjoying. That's very, very memorable. So it's life, we have to accept it. Other than that, we do not have anything in our hands. But really we have lost a very good home brewer and a very, very excellent personality, I can say. So 73 is all around. This is VU2 Bravo Romeo Juliet standing by.
NDF, you can now formally close the net. VU2 NDF, VU2 MSB, over.
VU2 MSB, VU3 Oscar uniform Mike. I think NDF is not there on equaling there. Anyway, I will declare the net is over.